Good morning, sweethearts. How are y'all doing? Happy Monday. I think it's Monday. Yeah, it's Monday. How are y'all doing? I guess Snoopy's gonna say hi too. He's been, these energies have been really affecting my animals. Snoopy is he's a very rambunctious pup. And, he's saying hi. And, he, has really became, he's an independent little thing. And he, has become very needy. Maybe that's not the right word. Whereas Tony, the other puppy, will sit there and cuddle with me all the time. He's constantly wanting by my side. I sit in a chair, he lays right on me. He constantly wants to be held. But Snoopy is very rambunctious. His name is very fitting for him. He explores everything. You'd think he was a cat at times. He likes to jump up and lay on the table, and he's not limited to the identity of a dog. Let's just say that. And no, that's not for you to chew on, Snoopy. Come on now. And he's jumping on my lap when I'm trying to draw or write, or he's constantly wanting held, and that is so not like him. And Midnight, the black cat, because there's two of them. Midnight, the black cat, she keeps to herself. That's Mama Kitty, and she has been jumping up on my lap. She'll come and she'll lay on my pillow when I'm laying down, which is unusual. She's very independent. She don't usually require that human affection very much at all. And even she has been very overly affectionate, if you will. And coming up and licking me on my face, but she never does that. I mean, she is just not something she does. So, just as each of you are going through these energies, sweet ones, and these integrations, understand that all life is being affected by it. The plants, the animals, the insects, the trees. It's not just us going through the integration and the upgrades, and you can say hi again. And you want to say hi too? That's little Tony. Come on, you can get up here too. Come on. Okay, come sit with me. And, we have said, sweet ones, that, let me say good morning to you all here. Susan, Terry, Michelle, Jenny, Zedekiah, Helena, John, Ishta. Did I miss anyone? Good morning, sweethearts. Big hugs and blessings. Elka, good morning. And you gonna say hi? All right, say hi. Okay. See, that's little Tony. And we have stated this weekend, this full moon, was gonna be a shake-up, sweet ones. For many of you, these energies are intense. I'm not the only one who has stated it, but I stated it, a few times, saying that this was gonna shake you up. That, if you had not been heeding what Spirit was trying to show you, that that you would be removed from maybe your job, your relationships, you may be relocated, and that you would be tested on your faith. And in my newsfeed, it's what I'm seeing. People's worlds are crumbling around them, and they're giving into that fear. Don't give into that fear, sweethearts. And, what's Attica say? My kitten on my chest now, wrapping paws around my hand like a pull-up bar holding on for dear life. Yeah, animals are certainly going through it, for sure. So, sweet ones, don't let fear rob you. Changes are taking place for a divine purpose. And if you can stay centered and stay grounded, allow yourself to breathe through these spaces. Even if it feels like your world is falling apart, it's not the spiritual community's fault. It's not the law of attraction's fault. It's not the laws of the universe's fault. You know, when you can get out of that blame space, fear will always rob you what gratitude will fulfill, sweethearts. And I know it. I'm aware that at times it may not seem like that. The human aspect of who we are goes through trials and tribulations. And, you know, they say hindsight is 20/20, sweet ones, and it really is. And what you may not see right now in this moment of upheaval, if you will, if you're going through that space, yet it's there, you know. And I'm with you all. I know at times this world, this physical world, seems to put us in a space to test us consistently, and we're tired, and I get it, guys, you know, and it's easy to sit here and send love and light and yada 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 when, you know, when you're in a space of upheaval. Sweet ones, don't keep your faith. Faith is the trust. Faith is the truth of the trust you behold. You know, and this is a period of where your faith is being tested. Where your faith in the Creator is being tested. If you are experiencing upheaval of any kind, ending of relationships, being kicked out of your home, losing your job, losing your marriages, whatever the case may be, allow yourself to know that even though it seems like things couldn't get any worse, your cup is being empty to be filled. And really stay centered, sweet ones. Really keep that faith. You know, for those who need belief, for those who need faith, for those who need hope. And stay centered in your heart, sweet ones. We're here with you. And you know, I sit here and I'm trying to find the right words, because anything I say, anything any of us say, you know, isn't going to comfort those really going through the upheavals that they're going through. But it's not the spiritual community's fault, people. It's not the Creator's fault. There is no fault here. You know, and getting angry and cussing, you know, it releases the energy, but in the long run it doesn't help. And Just know I'm hugging you. I'm holding space for you. And if there's anything I can do to help, I will. I know this is not an easy transition. And, you know, but see it for what it is. And when you can see through it and see beyond it, just like my MRI, you know, they told I had it Wednesday. And they told me I should have the results within a week. I mean, do you see how they love to try and put, even though they have the results of that MRI right then and there, and I already know the results, don't get me wrong. I mean, you know, I got a spirit that shows me the results of it, you know. I can do a scan on my body. I understand the results of it. But, you know, the physical world needs that. You know, it is what it is. But, good morning, Willie. Good morning, Anna. Good morning, Barat. And big hugs and blessings, sweethearts. And so, there's a balance, sweet ones. You know, spirituality has almost become, that word alone has become just as taboo as government and religion. And so maybe we all need to come together and figure out a different word. Maybe we need to give it a new definition, a new label, and call it the law of love or something. You know, whatever. But it's just love, sweet ones. And you've worked so hard to get to this space. Don't let this space break you. It hasn't broken you up to this point. So why at the very last moment, the last final push, if you will, where the last final test, initiation, experience, whatever you want to call it, that's really going to push you over into all that you have worked for up until this time. Don't let this final, nothing's ever final, but I mean, you get what I mean. This huge final shift of energy that's going to transform you in ways that the human mind cannot wrap its logic around. Don't let the circumstances that's being presented right now, that is emptying out your life, if you will, to make room for these big things. Don't let these upheavals, these circumstances break your faith, break your knowing. And if you get off kiltered, reach out. Don't, you don't rob the hand that feeds you. You don't, well, you can. That probably wasn't a very good example. Clear, cancel, and delete that. Thank you. Stay centered, sweet ones. Breathe through this. It may appear bad. It's not as bad as it seems. Does that help? Am I working on helping centering you, calming you? Because I hope so. I posted that about my MRI because, again, like I said, I observed a lot of posts in my news feed. And these energies have really presented what seemingly appears as obstacles, upheavals, yada, yada, yada. I posted that about my MRI because even though we face upheavals and challenges on the physical side, on the human side of us, in the physical, tangible world, see beyond it, sweet ones. Don't take it literally. Well, that probably wasn't the right word either. Take it for what it is, see it for what it is, and make it into what it can be. I wrote a thing a couple years ago. I had it on my is my cover photo for a long time. To understand what love is, yeah, let's say it this way. When you can come to the space to see when you can take the physical and you can see it for what it is, see love for what it is, but understand it for what it can be. When you can put yourself in that space, no matter what, you can transform it. And that is what's being presented. You know, you're gonna be tested. You're gonna be tested on your faith. You're gonna be tested on how much you have stepped in and claimed yourself, if you will. And that's what this test is. Remember, and it's not even really a test, sweet ones. Good morning, Prince. Good morning, Astro. How you doing, sweethearts? It's more of, again, you have been asked by God, at Spirit, Creator, whatever word you want to give it, to surrender. You have been asked on your whole entire journey to surrender. To surrender to the unknown, the unseen, the unfamiliar. To step into the void and allow yourself to have your cosmic heart, to have Creator guide your way. And good morning, Mary. Zedekiah says, you are funny. We are really grasping to communicate this present change. We don't have words yet. We don't have words because the higher in frequency we go, the English language, the English language has been so distorted that, and for every one word, there's 100 definitions for it, 100 meanings, and the words, the English language, because they've been so distorted, words are powerful, and they all carry an energy, an energy frequency, and they're really, that's where some of us call it galacticasms, heartgasms. Like me, I made up the word 4 years ago, understanding, and now many other people are using the word understanding. That's what we're doing. We're literally, just as people create slang, that's what we're doing. We are changing the world, and we're changing it in every aspect, including the definitions, the labels, and everything else. We are creating new words. We are creating a new dictionary. We are creating a new everything. And so, that's why it's not that I'm struggling with words. It's that the words at this point really can't do justice. And stay centered and breathe, sweet ones. Reach out. And if you're teetering, if you're getting knocked off balance, reach out and say, look, I need some help balancing. I need some assistance. That's what we're here for. We're in this together. We're not alone, sweet ones. And that's really where we're at. So if you're finding yourself going through a space, an experience, an upheaval, whatever label you need to give it, Allow yourselves to reach out. Don't panic. Stay, if you have to scream, if you have to cuss, if you have to this, if you have to that, be bless it. Be grateful for it. Release the energy and then come back and recenter yourselves. Just like yesterday. I got frustrated. Well, you guys all seen the post I made. It's like collapse this timeline, this paradigm about this. You send a text message. Text message doesn't have personality. You can say black, and depending on, their other person's frame of mind in a text message, they can come back and like, what? Whatever it may be. And it's very easy to miscommunicate, misinterpret, take things wrong, assume, because a text message doesn't show the frame of mind, it doesn't show the personality, it doesn't show the energy of where that person is at, and bless it, change it. You're that powerful. And really embrace this change. It's what you've prayed for and asked for. And even if the physical world isn't necessarily doing it in a kind way of the change that you have asked for, it might be presenting it in a not so kind way. Know that this is asking, ye shall receive. It just may not come the way you ask for it to come. But that doesn't mean that it's not for your greatest benefit. Good morning, Carol. Thank you. And so, really allow yourselves to flow through this transformation, sweet ones, this shift. And know you will get through it. All is perfect. And I know it's easy, for us to come on here and say it. But in the midst of upheaval and trauma and horror and everything else. But sweet ones, when you cannot react emotionally and make decisions through an emotional frame of mind, most people don't call upon God, the angels, or anything else until they're in a crisis mode. Then all of a sudden everybody turns to God to save them. And the thing about spirituality is it's not an emotional crisis connection. It's an every breath connection. It's an every moment connection. It's an every moment discipline. And yes, you come to a space where it's a knowing, where it's not faith, it's not hope, it's not belief. But until you come into that space of knowing, you need that hope. You need the human aspect of it, needs that belief, something to believe in, needs that hope, needs that faith. But that faith and hope is you. And you can do this and will get through this. And you have us to help you through it. And don't allow yourselves to fall into that trap of all of this is God's fault, or spirituality's fault, or the laws of the universe's fault. Allow yourself to release it and recenter yourself, sweet ones. And call upon God, Source, Creator, and your angels, your team, whatever it may be, all the time. Not just when you're in a crisis and you're emotionally reacting to it. Because it's those emotional reactions that are going to create more upheavals. It's those emotional reactions and all that energy that you exude in when you react from an emotional standpoint, that is going to make this upheaval, if you will, for lack of a better label to give it, or whatever you're going through, transition, it's going to make it seemingly more challenging, more difficult, more whatever. When you can release the energy, the frustration, the anger, whatever it may be, and then come right back to your heart center and release it and ground yourself, it will be most beneficial, sweethearts. Carol says, not sure why, but I often feel I can express myself better by writing than talking. I've held back when I have to speak. Absolutely, Carol. One of the very first things I learned from the house mother at the rape crisis home I stayed in Idaho, she encouraged me to auto-write. And that was for myself, that was very beneficial. She told me to grab a pen, set a timer for 20 minutes, and just write. Good, bad, or indifferent, whatever thoughts came into my head, just to write it down. And she said, eventually you will notice that the pen just kind of writes by itself. And she goes, and at the end of that 20 minutes, put the pen down. She goes, go set the notebook in the freezer, or go set it aside and don't read what you have written for at least 3 or 4 days. She goes, and then go back and read it in 3 or 4 days, and you will find what you need to know. And that in that moment, in that space, that was much, much needed, because I hadn't journaled at that point. And that's when I really started journaling. That's why I encourage you, from your dreams or your meditations or whatever, to get a journal and write down what you're given, your symbols, your codes, your signs, yada yada, whatever it is, because it tells you so much about yourself. And when you can write it out, you are releasing, you're allowing that energy to be released out of you. And it will really reveal you to you if you take the opportunity to do that. And you will find, the more you engage in auto writing, that you will find that the pen just kind of writes by itself, and your spirit or your team or your angels, whoever is actually writing for you. And it's really helpful and beneficial, sweet ones. It really is. Try it. When you get frustrated, when you get sad, when you get overwhelmed, when you get emotional, go and write. It helps. That's why, for those who participate in full moon, new moon, invocations, intentions, stuff like that, that's why so many say write your intentions down on a piece of paper. Write down what you want to release from the universe and burn it. Write down what you want to create, what you want to manifest in your life, and then burn it and send it out to the universe, because writing is a great tool. And again, we are, sweethearts, we are so very clever with ourselves. And how we reveal ourselves to ourselves is amazing. We do it through dream times. We do it through poetry. We do it through music. We do it through each other. We do it through circumstances. Good morning, Nando. How you doing, sweetheart? Big hugs and blessings. And so, that's just like, where I've said that Facebook for whatever reason, don't let me do the memories. And other people will share posts of mine, and then I'll reshare them after they have shared memories of posts or poetry, anything that I've written 2, 3, 4, or 5 years ago. They'll share it, and then I'll read it because it'll come up in my notifications, and I'll look, and it's like, wow. And I've shared this past week. I've shared an awful lot of stuff that I wrote 2 and 3 years ago, a lot of poetry and stuff like that seems in posts that seem very prevalent that now. But even I go back and I can read my stuff that I've written, and it's like, I wrote that. It's like, wow. And it will reactivate myself in a different way because I'm in a different level of frequency than when I wrote it. And everything I write is encoded from my spirit, and I'm aware of that. And so you're more amazing than you realize. And you reveal yourself to you in the most radical, amazing ways. And whether it's through a rock formation that you're seeing and you see a face or a being in it, whether it's just the beauty of the way the clouds are arranging in the sky, a particular song that comes on, or that deja vu moment. We are so clever with ourselves. And there's a song, who sings it? Somebody help me out here. I know one of you guys know it. It's that song that says, I dreamed you into life. Oh my goodness. Who sings that? I'm drawing a blank. I loved you before I met you. That's the song. I loved you before I met you, or I knew you before I met you. Whatever it is, and that's really true. We've dreamed this into life. We dream each other into life. We love each other into life. And I loved you before I knew you. Savage Garden, I think that's the name of it. And as hard as that is for the human aspect to comprehend, we've done this dance before together, sweethearts. We dream each other into life, to come into our space, to our presence, to cross our path right when we need each other. And for those of you who haven't heard that song by Savage Garden, I knew I loved you before I met you, I encourage you to go read it or go listen to it, because it really is very, very accurate for us. Ew, I got somebody trying to get into my energy field. Be gone, be gone, be gone. You don't have permission to be in my energetic field. You need to go. Sorry. I don't let beings into my energy field, and somebody was trying to attach to me just now. Anyways, Martik, I knew I loved you before I met you. That's the song by Savage Garden. And put music on to soothe you, sweet ones. 528 hertz is a really, really good one if you are finding yourself emotional, off kilter. Turn on the solfeggio musics. That will help balance you. That will help harmonize you. Call up on the violet fire, sweet ones. Help purify yourselves, but really allow yourselves to remain grounded. I love you. I'm not going to keep you guys on here. I'm actually going to go outside before dawn sets in here and finish meditating. But I love you. Have a good day. Let these transformations take place with as much ease and grace as you can, sweet ones. And know that You're being tested. Your faith is being tested on just how much you have surrendered to God, surrendered to your spirit. And again, you know, I made a post saying your faith would be tested, that you would be tested, that this whole thing would be tested, because this is liking it to like your huge, final big initiation, if you will. You know, the more you can let go now and shut the door on the old, the more it's gonna be more graceful and easy for you, sweet ones. I'm holding you. I'm holding space for you. I love you. Big, 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 big hugs and blessings, sweet ones. I'm here for you. Reach out if you need it. Have a great day, sweet ones. Feel the magic. Find that magic. And be that magic. I love you. Bye-bye, sweethearts.